great mystery.
Hi, Andrea.
I'm still. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Valerie. Hi, everybody.
Hello. I missed you guys.
Yeah, it's been a while.
You, sweetie.
Oh, you're very kind.
How are you?
Oh, been a few weeks.
Yeah. I'm loving all
You're all
the
looking
pictures
great
in your
though.
background.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm liking all the pictures in Valerie's background.
Oh, thanks. They're all my sisters.
Oh, okay.
They're from our trips abroad. Yeah, some illustrations and things.
Very cool. Very, very cool. So, just before we sort of get properly, we'll give it a few more minutes to see who else turns up. Hey, Tabby.
Hi.
So, we have had a very interesting day today. Varying exciting things have happened, including Zach getting locked out of his bedroom and then opening the door and then closing it and then it not opening again, and we had to call a locksmith. Thank you. And then for reasons, Zach's bed broke, and so we had to go to IKEA and get another one. So we're in the middle of putting that up.
Like, good fucking work.
Exactly that. Thank you.
That's a bucket list tick there.
Yes.
This is not the first time this has happened to me. I have to admit,
Frankie.
I'm doing something either very wrong or very, very right. I couldn't
I
possibly.
think people should invite you to test beds before they're sold. Is it Frankie proof?
That sounds like the best job.
Where's Nick with his Frankie Panky phrase? That's perfect for this.
I'm all distracted now. But no, the point is, so we've had Satan's own job trying to get this goddamn bed built, and we're like halfway through it. So Zach is off making some food now and has just brought me a large glass of wine. I love him very much. But at some point, I'm probably going to have to run away. So I'll, in like kind of half an hour or something, I will run off and help finish constructing this behemoth. So at that point, if anybody would be interested in taking over hosting duties, that would be lovely. So if anybody feels like they would be interested in doing that. Hi Liz, hi Lisa, hey Pina. What a good gang.
Hi.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes. So those are the things that I have to say. That all sound good to everybody?
Yeah. Andrea, what have you got in your jumper? I can see a bee, and is it some little piggy ears?
A cat?
Is it a cat? A cat?
Oh.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, be positive, yes. Love it.
That's adorable. That is very, very adorable. Right.
But like, apparently, like, I don't know if you remember the Drink Talk Learn. The bee is wrong.
Yes, it's the wrong. It does not have a separate thorax.
No, and not enough wings either.
Can you fix it?
Yes, we can.
I guess I could.
That was my Bob the Builder instant response there. Sorry.
I like that it's hardwired into you.
Definitely is.
I liked that reference, Mike. Top Bob the Builder reference. Well done.
Right. Just quickly before we get started. So I know that Mike has a poem of his own that he will be reading. I know Kitty has a poem of their own, not of their own, but Kitty has a poem to contribute, and it's a fucking great one. Thank you, sweetheart. So does anybody else have poems that they would like to share tonight?
Yeah, I've got a few. I mean, I could probably just like do an hour, but I will limit that.
Tina.
I have specifically one about going to the hairdressers that I really want to read, and then like some others that we'll see what direction we go in.
Brilliant. So Bina times many.
I've got one.
Rory. Oh, sorry. Hold on. 1 second. Rory, did you say that you've got two?
I do. I've got one about eating takeaways and another about walking the dog.
Fantastic, Rory.
I have 3.
Katie times 3. Any advance on 3?
I've got 2. One of them is very obvious and someone else might have already chosen it. And the other one is very sad.
Oh my God. Is the sad one by Tony Harrison?
No.
Fantastic, because I have a very sad one by Tony Harrison. I would have been very upset.
None of mine are sad.
Okay, this is good to know.
More points for Katie.
If you just go ahead and eat, my darling, I'll nibble in between adventures.
Hi, Zach.
Hey, Zach.
Hi. Hey.
You have beautiful hands.
Strong, supple hands.
Thank you.
Okay. Right.
We're still recording, aren't we?
Yes, we are. We are, aren't we? Are we recording? Yes, we are. Okay, that's fine. So, I hereby declare this edition of Poetry Time open. May I go first with my very sad... So I could just also go and go. But if I leave before I've had my fill of poetry, I may send a list of poems to the general chat, and if anyone would like to pick them off like juicy poetical fruit, then they're very welcome to do so. But right, I'll try not to jiggly too much. Is my audio okay, by the way? I know this is when it's on my laptop.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, not anymore.
Cool.
Oh, you're back.
No, I don't know. Okay.
It's also a bit buzzier than it usually is for me, but I'm not normally wearing headphones, so I don't know if it's just me.
Oh, Frankie.
Hello, everybody. My name is Frankie. Testing.
We can hear you. Oh, no,
You
we
can-
can't hear you.
Cool. Right. I'm just going to assume that people can hear me. Otherwise, this could go on at all.
Yeah, I get a lot of buzzing, actually.
You're always a bit buzzy on poetry night.
Sorry, it's my laptop. I'll try. Zach says to try unplugging it. Is that done any good? You're a fraud. Okay. Now I'm going to mute you all. So yes, very, very excited about this particular edition of Poetry Time, and I think that Everyday Moments is going to be a very nice theme. So I thought that I would begin with an exceptionally sad one, just to really kick things off with a bummer. So this is by Tony Harrison, and it's called Long Distance 2. Yeah, sad as fuck. Though my mother was already 2 years dead, Dad kept her slippers warming by the gas, put hot water bottles her side of the bed, and still went to renew her transport pass. You couldn't just drop in, you had to phone. He'd put you off an hour to give him time to clear away her things and look alone, as though his still raw love were such a crime. He couldn't risk my blight of disbelief, though sure that very soon he'd hear her key scrape in the rusted lock and end his grief. He knew she'd just popped out to get the tea. I believe life ends with death, and that is all. You haven't both gone shopping. Just the same, in my new black leather phone book, there's your name and the disconnected number I still call. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm properly sorry.
Oh.
Okay. We can come back from this. Katie, I believe you have no sad ones at all.
I have no sad ones at all.
How do you fancy about doing a not at all sad one?
Sure. Actually, it might be mildly. No, it's. I won't do this one now. I'll do that one later. It's not sad. It's just pensive.
Okay.
This makes me feel far less worried about the one I chose.
I will do this one, which is from this lovely book that Bina recommended that I bought. It's called Unibrow. Even if they've been separated, they'll end up together. You can't keep lovers apart. No matter how much I pull and pluck them, my eyebrows always find their way back to each other.
That's weird. I just bought that collection like yesterday. This is the
Sun and Her Flowers.
The Sun and Her Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
I just bought that like 2 days ago. And I was reading it. I was thinking, oh my god, this seems like a properly like Bina collection. I bet Bina is, and if she doesn't, then she should have it. So
I'm trying to think if I've read anything from it at Storytime.
You have, because it was then that you recommended that I bought it.
I think I might have done it in bonus after chat. I'm not sure that it's been in real time.
That sounds right. Okay. So, Bina, would you like to do a one, since we are on Bina's poetry?
Yeah. I don't know which one though. Do one that's called The Carpet, which is by Vanessa Kisule. Okay. The Carpet. Don't curl your toes like that. You're messing up my hairstyle. It takes a while to organize these threads into this distinctly nonchalant crosshatch. Suppress the urge to morph my fibers into 6-inch spikes that could, should I wish it, sink into the firm flesh of your feet. But I am soft and submissive to your touch. I make no sound. Floorboards creak in protest. Water runs rejected on kitchen tiles. Whilst I wear indelible dents from the press of table legs, bruises from cheap red wine after candlelit dinners. Living is an abusive business. But I see you when your feet, still damp from a shower, drag across me, 2 rotting fruits hanging from a long-suffering tree. I see your private dance for the mirror. You do not writhe and thrust in your usual mating display for faceless names in sticky clubs and dark parties. You are angular and frantic, joyously ugly, more honest than you will ever be outside these 4 walls. I am a soaked sponge of midnight sin. No whip round with the Hoover or cheap Afghan rug will muffle me. The secrets I keep sit deep, but one day they will wrestle free. Remember that next time you walk all over me, as casually as if I was made of mere clouds or dreams.
Ah, Bina. Who was that?
Vanessa Kisule. She is the poet laureate for Bristol. And the collections range from like that to that she has a poem called Not Worth Shaving Your Asshole For. So just to set the tone. Like,
recommend that whole collection in the comments when I place the recording.
Is anything worth shaving your asshole for? That sounds very uncomfortable.
I haven't found anything yet.
You're always so wise. Yeah, keep. Okay. Rory, do you have one that you would like to do?
I do. Jonathan, you're making some noises. Okay.
Sorry, Jonathan, I muted you because you were making musical but distracting.
Very pleasant.
Very pleasant.
Okay, so I have a lovely but slightly melancholy one called After an Illness, Walking the Dog, or I have a slightly saucy one about eating takeaways.
Oh. Could you do
Both.
dog one, because I have a dog one which
Okay.
will go nicely after it, which I would love to do.
Absolutely.
What about that?
After an Illness, Walking the Dog by Jane Kenyon. Wet things smell stronger, and I suppose his main regret is that he can sniff just one at a time. In a frenzy of delight, he runs way up the sandy road, scored by freshets after 5 days of rain. Every pebble gleams, every leaf. When I whistle, he halts abruptly and steps in a circle, swings his extravagant tail. And then he rolls and rubs his muzzle in a particular place while the drizzle falls without cease, and Queen Anne's lace and goldenrod bend low. The top of the logging road stands open and light. Another day, before hunting starts, we'll see how far it goes, leaving word first at home. The footing is ambiguous. Soaked and muddy, the dog drops, panting, and looks up with what amounts to a grin. It's so good to be uphill with him, nicely winded, and looking down on the pond. A sound commences in my left ear, like the sound of the sea in a shell. A downward, vertiginous drag comes with it. Time to head home. I wait until we're nearly out to the main road to put him back on the leash, and he, the designated optimist, imagines to the end that he is free. Oh, good, right?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, sweetheart. God, Jane Kenyon. Oh. Right. So I have one that is thematically relevant to that, by Mary Oliver, called The Storm, which I think is a lovely one. So I'm going to very quickly do that one. Yeah, so this is The Storm by Mary Oliver. Now through the white orchard, my little dog romps, breaking the new snow with wild feet. Running here, running there, excited, hardly able to stop. He leaps, he spins, until the white snow is written upon in large, exuberant letters, a long sentence expressing the pleasures of the body in this world. Oh, I could not have said it better myself. Yeah. Nice, because it's got
It's so cute.
Okay. Who would like? Lisa, would you like to do one of yours next, my darling?
Yes, I'll do the happy obvious one before anyone else gets a chance. It's called The Orange by Wendy Cope. At lunchtime, I bought a huge orange. The size of it made us all laugh. I peeled it and shared it with Robert and Dave. They got quarters and I had a half. And that orange, it made me so happy, as ordinary things often do just lately. The shopping, a walk in the park. This is peace and contentment. It's new. The rest of the day was quite easy. I did all of the jobs on my list and enjoyed them and had some time over. I love you. I'm glad I exist.
Oh, nice.
That was really lovely. Nice. Okay, I'm just amending my WhatsApp. Kitty, how would you feel about doing yours next? And then Mike, would you like to do yours after Kitty's?
Okay. This poem is called Eye to Eye. Please forgive this interruption. I am forging a career, a delicate enterprise of eyes, yours included. We will meet at the corner. You with your sack lunch, me with my guitar. We will be wearing our famous street faces, anonymous as trees. Suddenly you will see me. You will blink, hesitant, then realize I have not looked away. For one brave second, we will stare openly from borderless skins. This is my salary. There are no days off.
Oh, wow.
Is that one by?
That is Naomi Shihab Nye, who was recommended to me by somebody in this group, and I can't remember who.
Frankie, I think.
Yeah, I bought this book, and I've literally just started reading it through, and almost every single one is fucking amazing. Like, yeah.
It's incredible. Oh, it's incredible. Oh, I'm so glad you're enjoying it.
You're so much like a puppy, Frankie.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That explains why I love you so much.
No.
No, you're right. There are other reasons.
Lisa. Okay. So, Mike Cox.
He's gone.
He's
back.
Mike Cox, are you ready to do yours, my love?
He's muted.
He's muted. Unmute yourself.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm good. Thank you very much. Okay, this poem is called Snooze. So as you can see, I'm in my bed already. Forget the sofa and all the other stuff. I'm actually in my bed. Okay.
Very smart.
Okay. Oh, 5 more minutes. The day can wait. It's not going to mind if I'm a teeny bit late. Pressing snooze, nothing to lose. Snuggle back into the sack. Heavy eyelids start to betray me as voices from last night's sleep play begin to invite me into their world and... Oh, 5 minutes already? Oh, that went too fast. Press it again and hope it'll last. Whew. Okay, I'm awake. Let's do this. Time to rise. Wipe the sleep out of my eyes. Start to climb out. Check the timeout. Now fine. Ah, shit, I've done it again. Hit the wrong button and now it's gone 10. How many times have I done this before? Well, it stops now. That's it. No more. Thinking I could get away with an extra nap. That's the last time I fall into this trap. Right, okay. Damage limitation or honest reparation? Got to play it safe or I'll get a reputation. Think brain. What was the first thing I had to do? Something about sending that report through? But, hold on. The boss said that could wait till Monday to send, which means it must be the weekend. Yes!
Yay!
So good!
That was so cute.
Mike, I love poetry Mike performances.
Oh, bless you.
That was amazing.
Very kind.
Honestly, it's such a joy to watch. Just thanks.
That was very, very, very cute.
I have one called Dozing, which could go next.
Oh, yes, please, Katie.
Please.
Which features a cat. This is in this absolutely beautiful book which my grandparents gave me, which has some other poems in which I would like to do on other days. How much longer must I sit here waiting for something to happen? The clatter of the exciting parcel is only the cat nosing through her door in search of the relief her hardening kidneys refuse, the back leg drawn slowly through the flap, extended behind her like a ballerina's, who turns and turns without a thought through the repeated afternoon. She dozes on the arms of the high fender, twitching, throat flattened trustingly on the padded cloth, tail drooping, body slipping sideways till only her claws, which experience has anchored to the warm raft of her dreams, sustain her. and she is left hanging on like Norman Lloyd in Hitchcock's Saboteur. As she climbs back, her look is hurt, sleepy, resigned, like an arrested drunkard. If I encourage her to lie on my knee, I will never move again. The bottle is out of reach. The finishing cadences motionless on the turntable, the amplifier's hum expectantly filling the room. It's a moment for some truth to occur to me, about chance, about hope, about stubbornness, about how we are to face the unfaceable. Notions, I reckon, too solemn for silence, too graveling for tenderness.
Ah,
Beautiful.
absolutely gorgeous.
Hey, Katie.
Thank you, Katie. I've got another one which has some dogs in it, which I would quite like to do as it's thematically relevant. Do we need an excuse to have poetry with dogs in?
No, we don't.
Maybe we don't. So this is by Stephen Dunn, and it's called I Come Home Wanting to Touch Everyone. The dogs greet me. I descend into their world of fur and tongues, and then my wife and I embrace as if we'd just closed the door in a motel. Our two girls slip in between us, and we're all saying each other's names, and the dogs, Buster and Sundown, are on their hind legs, people style, seeking more love. I've come home wanting to touch everyone, everything. Usually I turn the key and they're all lost in food or homework. Even the dogs are preoccupied with themselves. I desire only to ease back in, the mail, a drink. But tonight the body hungers have sent out their long-range signals, or love itself has risen from its squalor of neglect. Every time the kids turn their backs, I touch my wife's breasts, and when she checks the dinner, the unfriendly cat on the dishwasher wants to rub heads, starts to speak with his little motor and violin. Everything, everyone is intelligible in the language of touch, and we sit down to dinner inarticulate as blood, all difficulties postponed because the weather is so good.
That was hot.
Yeah.
Was it the breasts thing?
Yeah. My second one is thematically quite linked, if that's...
Yes, perfect. Oh my god, this shit writes itself.
So yeah, so it's by Sharon Olds, who I really like, and her poetry is real horny. This one less so, but like it's still there. There's a sousson of horn. Sousson. Okay. It's called Primitive, and I really like it. It speaks to me. I'll try not to make sustained eye contact.
Do you need me to leave the room?
No, it's okay. It's just big mood. I have heard about the civilized. The marriages run on talk, elegant and honest, rational. But you and I are savages. You come in with a bag, hold it out to me in silence. I know Mushu pork when I smell it, and understand the message. I have pleased you greatly last night. We sit quietly, side by side, to eat. The long pancakes dangling and spilling, fragrant sauce dripping out, and glance at each other askance, wordless, the corners of our eyes clear as spear points laid along the sill to show a friend sits with a friend here. Yeah.
Yay!
Swoon. Swoon. That's absolutely lovely. Can I do another one? I know I've done like 500 already, but this whole theme is my jam, man. Can I do another one that has a mention of some food in it, very briefly? and is therefore thematically related.
Frankie, you can do anything you want. This is your party.
This is my party, and I'll fucking shit all over it with poetry if I want to. Okay, I'm gonna do it. So, this is called Early in the Morning, and it's by Lee Young Lee. While the long grain is softening in the water, gurgling over a low stove flame, before the salted winter vegetable is sliced for breakfast, before the birds, my mother glides an ivory comb through her hair, heavy and black as calligrapher's ink. She sits at the foot of the bed. My father watches, listens for the music of comb against hair. My mother combs, pulls her hair back tight, rolls it around 2 fingers, pins it in a bun to the back of her head. For 100 years she has done this. My father likes to see it like this. He says it is kempt. But I know it is because of the way my mother's hair falls when he pulls the pins out, easily, like the curtains when they untie them in the evening. So yeah, I just saw Kitty make a like swoon. Isn't that lovely?
Can I do one which is relevant in mood, which is another one from this book?
Please do.
It's called Concerto for Double Bass. He is a drunk, leaning companionably around a lamppost or doing up with intermittent concentration another drunk's coat. He is a polite but devoted Valentino, cheek to cheek, forgetting the next step. He is feeling the pulse of the fat lady or cutting her in half. But close your eyes, and it is sunset at the edge of the world. It is the language of dolphins, the growth of tree roots, the heartbeat slowing down.
Hold on, I will have everyone. You caught me in the middle of stuffing some bruschetta into my face.
Oh no!
Bina, would you like to do a one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do a Black Country one.
Oh yes, please.
Yay!
I love you.
Yay!
I'll just find it. It's one that makes going to the hairdresser sound pretty like transcendent. It's so nice. It's called Carmela. Oh, Carmela, our lady of the hairdressers, yours are the wenches, the blondes and the redheads, the mothers getting permed reading Take a Break, the little junior frizzling her cowlick in the mirror. Yours is the halo of the hairspray and the lovely silver can-can dancing scissors. Let your hands make light work of us, our heads tipped back in your small basin, our skulls and all their tranquilments in your palms. Baptize us, chick, with council pop, and shampoo calying a sweet cider. Spoon our dripping heads beneath your breasts, your red sequined heart thumpty-thump inside your blouse, your fingers moving like beams of sun through cloud, and whisper the parable of the wench who modelled once at a motorcycle show and made men in leather fall to their knees. As we shut our eyes, remind us that beneath these trackies, this hair, we're ecstatic creatures, capable still of being lifted from our bodies. Up we go, up from your queendom of wenches until our heads are in the starry sky, and far below us, on earth, the dryers sigh and in their orbit.
Wow.
That was so beautiful.
Is that another one from Liz Berry?
Yeah.
Bina,
That's the one I wanted to read that made me suggest the whole theme in the first place, because it's so good.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah, agreed.
You missed the really sad one about Christmas Eve last week, Frankie.
Oh
You
no.
missed the really nice one about Tipton Uncut last
God
week.
damn it! No, I didn't miss anything. It was
Everything was terrible. We read no good poems last week.
Yeah, there definitely weren't two slagging off Leeds and Edinburgh that were quite dirty.
Wakefield's the one slagging
Wakefield.
off Wakefield.
So good. I love that so much.
Okay. Now, this is very important. I think that I will probably have to go fairly imminently because I don't want to be banging around too late at night. So how would you feel if, so I've got poems coming out my ass here, but I've got two that I would definitely like to do. So how would you feel if I did 2 poems on the trot and then resigned hosting control to somebody else? Would anybody else be interested at all in hosting for the rest of it's recording to the cloud, so it will still record, just so that somebody can do things like mute people or what have you.
I can do it again, I don't mind.
Are you sure you don't mind?
No. It means being here and listening to people reading poetry. How awful.
A pretty deal.
Alice.
Alice.
See you soon.
Bye, Liz. Bye, Liz. Okay, so the 2 that I would like to do are called Wind Chime and Mercifully Ordain That We May Become Aged Together. So I'm just gonna do them. I'm just gonna do them on the trot.
Yeah.
Right. Brace yourselves, poetry incoming. So this first one is by Anne Gray, and it's called Mercifully Ordain That We May Become Aged Together. I was in the Canadian Muffin Company in Armada Way, waiting for an extra large latte, cinnamon and chocolate, and a white chocolate chip muffin to take away when I saw them. He was helping her get into her coat. He held it out for her as if the sleeves were winged while she gracefully turned her back to shrug it on. At this point, he did a little jink, more of an imperceptible hoik on the balls of his feet, so the coat lifted neatly over her shoulders and tucked under her neck. Then he freed her hair from the collar. He must have done this for years, this exact same thing for years. I watched him pick up the shopping. She picked up her bag, and I collected my latte and my white chocolate chip muffin and walked out into the rain. I think that's lovely. I'm not going to unmute any of you because I'm going to do another one, but I'm assuming that you're all making noises.
Oh.
Thank you. Excellent. Okay, good initiative shown. Right. So this next one is by Tony Hoagland, who is another poet that I absolutely love, and it's called Wind Chime. She goes out to hang the wind chime in her nightie and her work boots. It's 6:30 in the morning, and she's standing on the plastic ice chest, tiptoe to reach the crossbeam of the porch. Wind chime in her left hand, hammer in her right, the nail gripped tight between her teeth. But nothing happens next because she's trying to figure out how to switch 1 with 3. She must have been standing in the kitchen, coffee in her hand, asleep when she heard it. The wind blowing through the sound the wind chime wasn't making because it wasn't there. No one, including me, especially anymore, believes till death do us part, but I could see what I would miss in leaving. The way her ankles go into the work boots as she stands upon the ice chest, the problem scrunched into her forehead, the little kissable mouth with the nail in it.
Holy shit! What's that called?
That's called Wind Chime, and it's by Tony Hoagland.
It's so cute.
Isn't it cute? Okay, right. I'm also, as a lovely bonus, I'm drop into the chat now a whole ass list of poems that were potential things for tonight. So if anyone looks at them and goes, oh yeah, I know that one, I love it, I want to read it, then go for it. If you want to read poetry at leisure and future, I can recommend all of them. And now I'm going to make Katie host.
I'm excited.
Make host. Katie, you're host.
Oh
you
my
have
God.
control.
I can mute you.
Oh my God, do you want to mute me?
No. Do you want to be muted, Frankie?
I mean, only if you want to.
I never want to mute you, Frankie.
No pressure, but like if you want to. Oh, that was amazing. Thanks, Katie. Oh, I feel like Malcolm. Nick.
I wanted to feel the power also.
It's time. Wowzers. Okay, I really am going now. Thank you. This has been really nice. What a lovely evening. It's always nice, but this has been a lovely, nice one as well. Wish me luck. Wish us both luck.
Good luck.
Shall I post a picture of the bed on Storytime when it's created? Zach's shaking his head. I'm going to post a picture of the bed.
Can you post a picture of the broken one?
Oh, it's now very broken. We do.
Look even better.
We break it into like smithereens. It's been very carefully disassembled. But yeah, I'll post a picture of the broken one. Why not? I'll send it directly to Kitty. Okay, have a lovely night, everybody. Have some poetry times, and yeah, I'll maybe see some of you tomorrow for Standalone Sunday, which is a story of mine called Sea Change, which is about mermaid. Malcolm has heard it like 500 times already, so like Malcolm will probably not be there, but I don't think anyone else here has heard it. So I hope you like it. It was probably before this I wrote The Snail. It was my favourite story that I'd written. So see how that goes, and then we start the new book on Monday.
What's the book on Monday?
It's called Dealings with Dragons. It's about a bad feminist princess who doesn't want to be a stupid proper princess and learn etiquette, and she's not allowed to learn fencing and Latin. She runs away and joins forces with a dragon. It's very nice and wholesome. It's very wholesome.
Sounds great.
I think you'll like it. Right? Good night. I love you all.
Have a lovely night.
Bye.
Bye.
Kitty, are you holding the book ready to read a poem?
I do have a poem ready to read.
Will you read it for us?
Yes. Okay, this is another Marge Piercy one because obviously, and it's from her collection 6 Underrated Pleasures. This is number 3, Taking a Hot Bath. Surely nobody has ever decided to go on a diet while in a tub. The body is beautiful, stretched out under water wavering. It suggests a long island of pleasure, whole seascapes of calm, sensual response. The nerves as gentle fronds of waterweed swaying in warm currents. Then, if ever we must love ourselves, in the amniotic fluid floating, a ship at anchor in a perfect, protected, blood-warm tropical bay. The water enters us and the minor pains depart. Supplanted guests, the aches, the strains, the chills, muscles open like hungry clams. Born again from my bath, like a hot, sweet-tempered, sweet-smelling baby. I am ready to seize sleep like a milky breast, or start climbing my day hand over hand.
I have one about baths, which I forgot to bring downstairs, so I'm going to go and get it. If anyone else has any poetry about baths, feel free to fill in the gap.
What was that, Lisa?
I have one about swimming pools. Sorry, Tara.
I was saying how beautiful it was.
You go for your swimming pool one. Unless, oh, actually, no, because Katie's not here. So.
I think you can still read it. I mean, she did say if someone has one, go for it. So.
Okay. One sec. This one is one from the Scottish Poetry Library. It is called Aquafit by Rosemary McLeish. November, Friday mornings, when the weather's foul Glaswegian. See me out my bed by 9:30, racing the traffic to Scotstoun. I join the usual coven in the pool, ladies past a certain age warming up their tonsils. Teacher arrives, cranks up the music machine, and off we go, ready or not, to the sound of Running Bear, YMCA, Agadoo-doo-doo. At last, some use for those terrible songs of our youth. Heads in various shades of blonde bob along as we all run up to the deep end, our lopsided chests, diabetic legs, plus sizes, varicose veins, paying tribute to all the babies, the sweeties, the drinks and the fish suppers of our lives. But here we are, out and proud, doing frog jumps, star jumps, scissor jumps, running up to the deep end, turning, jumping backwards, turning. Turn, 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 she says. Butter wouldn't melt. Is she having a laugh? I'd like to turn her, someone remarks sourly. Giggles erupt. Get a woggle, she shouts, as we all tread water, and those at the back of the class return to the real business of the morning, yakety-yak. Sometimes a man drifts across by mistake, looking for the speed lane, not sure what's going on, but we're oblivious. Almost. Give us a man after midnight and we're away. Heads bobbing again as we all kick in unison. Teacher cracks the whip. Faster, kick those legs, let me see knees, knees, knees. Someone says, catch your granny day in this, eh? We're all having a laugh now, some lewd joke or other. I can't catch it, but laugh anyway, and it's on to the last stretch. Little jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and jump in the air. And well done, as we clap ourselves and make our way, jelly-legged to the showers, all of us dancing queens fighting our Waterloo.
That was fantastic.
I loved all the other references as well.
Yeah. Apparently that is from a collection called Cracking On, Poems on Aging by Older Women that was published in 2009. So I'm not sure how much of it is on the kind of poetry library or not, but that's, yeah. Scottish Poetry Library has so much good stuff, just online for free.
That's really good.
So I'm going to read a poem from this book. And it does not have a name, but it is apparently one of Bilbo's favourite bath songs, as performed by Pippin. I can't do a Pippin accent, unfortunately, but you can imagine Billy Boyd singing this to you. Sing hey for the bath at close of day that washes the weary mud away. A loon is he that will not sing. Oh, water hot is a noble thing. Oh, sweet is the sound of falling rain and the brooks that leaps from hill to plain. But better than rain or rippling streams is water hot that smokes and steams. Oh, water cold we may pour at need down a thirsty throat and be glad indeed. But better is beer if drink we lack, and water hot poured down the back. Oh, water is fair that leaps on high in a fountain white beneath the sky, but never did fountain sound so sweet as splashing hot water with my feet.
Fucking love that one.
This is followed by the wonderful lines. There was a terrific splash and a shout of woe from Frodo. It appeared that a lot of Pippin's bath had imitated a fountain and leaped on high.
I love that clearly Tolkien just like wrote that bit of doggerel for shits and giggles and then went, yeah, you know what, let's put it in. I'm feeling fun. I'm feeling like frisky today.
Does anyone have any more water-related poems? Or other poems?
Maybe. I'm just reading one through right now.
I've got one that mentions tea.
I like tea.
It's the Sardish one that I talked about earlier.
Yeah, go for it.
It's called Chemotherapy, and it's by Julia Darling. I did not imagine being bald at 44. I didn't have a plan, perhaps a star or two from growing old. Hot flushes. I'd sit fluttering a fan. But I am bald, and hardly ever walk by day. I'm the invalid of these rooms, staring suit, awake in the half dark, not answering the phone when it rings. I never thought that life could get this small, that I would care so much about a cup, the taste of tea, the texture of a shawl, and whether or not I should get up. I'm not unhappy. I have learnt to drift and sip. The smallest things are gifts.
Wow.
Bina, do you have a slightly more cheery one? Or Kitty, are you ready to do yours? Yeah?
Okay, shall I do mine?
Yeah. Tell us about it.
This one is not about any kind of liquid, I'm sorry. It's called Hugging the Jukebox, and I've just found it because I've only just been looking through this book today. Yeah, Hugging the Jukebox. On an island, the soft hue of memory, moss green, kerosene yellow, drifting, mingling in the Caribbean Sea. A 6-year-old named Alfred learns all the words to all the songs on his grandparents' jukebox, and he sings them. To learn the words is not so hard. Many barmaids and teenagers have done as well. But to sing as Alfred sings, how can a giant whale live in the small pools of his chest? How can there be breakers this high, notes crashing at the beach of the throat, and a reef of coral so enormous only the fishes know its size? The grandparents watch. They can't sing. They don't know who this voice is, trapped in their grandson's body. The boy whose parents sent him back to the island to chatter mango talk and scrap with chickens. 3 years ago, he didn't know the word sad. Now he strings 100 passionate sentences on a single line. He bangs his fists so they will raise the volume. What will they do together in their old age? It is hard enough to keep yourself alive. And this wild boy, loving nothing but music, he'll sing all night, hugging the jukebox. When a record pauses, that live seconds before dropping down, Alfred hugs tighter, arms stretched wide, head pressed to the luminous belly. Now, he yells, a half smile when the needle breathes again. They've tried putting him to bed, but he sings in bed. Even in Spanish, and he doesn't speak Spanish. Sings and screams, wants to go back to the jukebox. Oh, Mama, I was born with a trumpet in my throat, spent all these years trying to cough it up. He can't even read yet. He can't tell time, but he sings, and the chairs in this old dance hall jerk to attention. The grandparents lean on the counter, shaking their heads. The customers stop talking and stare, goosey bumps surfacing on their arms. His voice carries out to the water where boats are tied, and sings, for all of them, a wave. For the hens now roosting in trees, for the mute boy next door, his second best friend, and for the hurricane now brewing near Barbados. A week forward, neighbours will be hammering boards over their windows. rounding up dogs and fishing lines. The generators will quit with solemn clicks in every yard. But Alfred, hugging a sleeping jukebox, the names of the tunes gone dark, will still be singing, doubly loud now, testing his grandmother. Put a coin in my mouth! And believing what she wants to believe. This is not the end of the island, or the tablets this life have been scribbled on, or the song.
That was wonderful.
Beautiful, yeah.
That was lovely.
Nice. So it's coming up to 10 o'clock. Nick has an adorable one about seeds. Does anyone else have poems that they would like to read before the end? Because I'm definitely okay to do an extra 5 or 10 minutes.
I have a brief one called Catalogue of My Grandmother's Sayings, which would sort of follow on very vaguely in theme, but happy for other people to read things because I have all of the poems.
Anyone else? Don't want anyone to miss out on their poems. No? Okay. Night night, Tara.
Bye, Tara.
Ina, are you happy to go next?
Yeah, this is from Claire Askew, which is, I feel like this is maybe the third of hers that I've read at Poetry Time, and they've all been just wildly, wildly different, because there was Bad Moon, and then To Wakefield, and then this one. Catalogue of My Grandmother's Sayings. A bloody good hiding, another egg chipped, bent as a 9-bob note. Blood and sand, blood and stomach pills, broad as it is long. Bought up in the bottle and seen nout but the cork. Could ride bare ass to London on them scissors. Could have written slut in the dust in that house. Dogs in the same street bark alike. Good clip under the lugs what he needs. Like a blue-assed fly, 9p to the shilling, not as green as he's cabbage licking, queer as Dick's hat band. 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Twined as a bag of weasels. Well, go to the foot of our stairs. Well, our Helen, Judith, Sarah, Christine, Claire. What a right bag of washing. You want nout with that, I tell you. You want nout with that.
Your face, Kitty, that was nice.
That resonated a lot. So I go on about seeds. This is called The Seed Shop by Muriel Stewart. Here in a quiet and dusty room they lie, faded as crumbled stone or shifting sand, forlorn as ashes, shriveled, scentless, dry. Meadows and gardens running through my hand. Dead that shall quicken at the call of spring, sleepers to stir beneath June's magic kiss, though birds pass over, unremembering, and no bee speak here roses that were his. In this brown husk, a dale of hawthorn dreams. A cedar in this narrow cell is thrust, that will drink deeply of a century's streams. These lilies shall make summer on my dust. Here in their safe and simple house of death, sealed in their shells, a million roses leap. Here I can blow a garden with my breath, and in my hand a forest lies asleep. I sent my dad some seeds for his birthday, which was a few days ago, and I sent him a card with that in it. I really liked it when I found it. Yeah.
That was really cute.
Any last poems before we stop the recording? No? Everyone say bye to the catch-up crew.
Bye-bye, catch-up crew.
Bye, catch-up crew.
Bye, catch-up.